Bismillah Rahman Rahim. Assalamu alaikum, viewers. I am Dr. Munawar Hussain, and you are watching Diplomatic and Current Affairs with Dr. Munawar Hussain. With us today is Dr. Mubeen Shah. He is from Turkey, though he has a vast experience of business and political leadership of the Kashmiri, Indian side of Kashmir. So, thank you very much, Dr. Mubeen Shah. We have three important
Thank you, sir.
questions that we have to discuss. One is there is in our air in Pakistan, a narrative is going on that Pakistan has decided to normalize relationship with India, and they have decided that they would have low key, low risk relationship with India, and in this regard, they have sent their in charge the affairs of Pakistani High Commission in New Delhi, and they have also decided that they would celebrate all days of Pakistan there. So how do you see this development?
Sir, first of all, the thing is that low-key, sort of low-tie relationship, we do not know what it signifies. Basically, it has not been spelled out. What is that low-key supposed to be?
Means they have not sent their diplomat, they have not sent their high commissioner, but only in charge the affairs. It is a low-key relationship and low risk. I mean, they are going to celebrate only Pakistani days there, which has been suspended since COVID-19 and later on 2019 development. So there is no risk in that.
No, I understand that, but the question is that this is one part of the story, but another part is that we have recently got a statement from the US, when he was asked about the congratulations messages from Modi to Mr. Shahbaz Sharif, and then in reply he replied that we want the negotiations between India and Pakistan to be held and all that. So the point is this thing, that for we Kashmiris feel that if that is this, because we know that what has happened in Pakistan, it has been in the elections and all that, and as such, based on that background, is it a part of that which is being said in the public domain or in the social media, that is this a part of the regime change which was done? That one part of that story of regime change was also this thing, that the relationship between India and Pakistan should be in a different way. It should not be that the narrative or the questioning which was done previously, that there will be no talks till August 5th is undone. The changes which India has done in Kashmir should be undone. So is it part of that? Because we Kashmiris do not know. Pakistan has not clarified to any organization that what they will do for Kashmir. Because you see, when I was last time in Pakistan a year back, the situation was similar, in the sense that nobody from the government or anybody in the whoever is in power, we're very clear about what is the Kashmir policy as such. Is it just like day-to-day affairs and nothing else? No specific policy that how to tackle this problem of Kashmir, and whether we will get that right of self-determination or not. So that is the important for us. For us, Kashmiris, it is the right of self-determination. How to get that right of self-determination should be the aim of the Pakistan government, whoever is in the government or whoever is in the power in Pakistan. Nothing else, nothing less, and nothing more. So we do not know for sure because it is important that the meeting, if any held with India, should be based on certain principles, or should be based on certain criteria that we have seen up till now in history is there, that, right starting from Bhutto Saran Singh talks, which were held after 1962, on the insistence of John F. Kennedy, the then president of USA. Those talks have proved fruitless. There is no result of that. The talks are going on and going on and on. There is nothing to be shown In the contrary, India has gone and, whatever there was a certain fig leaf of autonomy in Kashmir, that has also been removed. And they have done that unilaterally. And that also unilaterally, although they used to, and still they are saying no, bilateral talks are the way to go ahead. While as during Simla Pact, bilateral talk, but it was true that no status quo will be changed. Pakistan has not come out with a statement that we do not believe in bilateral talks regarding Kashmir. There is no question. They have to clarify. The present government has to clarify that what is their position on Kashmir, because then Kashmiris will also decide what to do and what not to do about it.
Dr. Saab, being a Kashmiri and being a Pakistani diaspora in Turkey, how do you see that what is the need of Pakistan to have normalization with India, or it is because of the American pressure that you have to normalize your relationship with India?
No, we feel that, to a Kashmiri, I feel that, there should, until unless these are spelled out, which I have already given in my tweets, that what are the conditions for talks, what are the conditions for talks. That is important to understand, because until unless that is not catered to, then
sorry for interruption, but I mean, this is not Indian demand to have a normalization with Pakistan. It is the need of Pakistan. Do you think that it is really the need of Pakistan to have a normalization with India? If it is our need, how can we put conditions?
No, I don't know what is the need. Why is the need? Why is the need? For what? For what? Will you get money? Will you get aid from India? Will India give you aid? What is the need? For example, Pakistan has a need today, let us say economical need. They will go to Arab countries for funds. They will go to United States for funds. They will go to IMF for funds. But do you think that you will go to India? Will any Pakistani government go to India for funds? That, okay, you give me, they have surplus funds, they will give you $20 billion, $10 billion, $3 billion. Will Pakistan do it? I don't think so. I don't know. That will be the last thing in the Pakistan government or any government. So what is the need? Because I see certain of business people. Last time in one of my interviews with you, I even told you that if any businessman in Pakistan, whoever it is, can have and convince me that for business purposes, India, they need India to do trade with India. I give you an example. Okay, I give you an example. China and India, because these the people who talk like that tell us about that. China, they whatever happening in the on the border is not reflected in the trade. Trade is 100. Now today, I was just seeing the figures. $135 billion trade is there between India and China. But can you the deficit is more than $100 billion. The total exports from India is $15 billion. $15 billion. So that means $120 billion export is from China to India.
China, yes.
So, and when you see and analyze that, analyze that portion and see what is India exporting to China. They are exporting raw materials. China is making final product and selling it to all over the world, and maybe even in certain instances selling to them back with a value addition. Is Pakistan industry in such a situation that they can do it? Sorry, I don't think so. What I know about Pakistan industry, I may have an outlook from outside, but I know that basically Pakistan industry is not in that stage that even to utilize. Yes, Pakistan could have done better if they would have at least gone and, the China, the factories which came out of China, you would have put them in that, these you created during the last regime. It was that, there free zones were created. And those factories could have been put up in Pakistan for doing export. They have gone to now where places in Southeast Asia like Vietnam, which were not now the factories in China, which were not now feasible to be run because of the labor cost going up. So they did not. Pakistan needs to focus on that rather than focus on trade with India, because India will hollow out all over your industries. I am 110% sure it will become, Pakistan will become dependent. So what is the need? Why unless, yes, the need for to talk with Pakistan, with India, is to settle Kashmir. And settle Kashmir without conditions is not going to help. Sorry, we Kashmiris will feel that this is going against our movement, and if Pakistan does it without conditions.
Dr. Saab, Pakistan need is to have economic package from IMF, and America has influence on IMF. And I think this is American influence to have a normalization with India, because India is a strategic partner of United States of America. So in other words, America want to have ease for India, at least on the western border, sorry. Pakistan eastern border and Indian western border, so that India can concentrate on China. Is it the case?
This is what we feel also. This is what we feel also, that the United States is putting pressure on Pakistan, and they are going to. That is why I said that the feeling of the Kashmiris is that it is part of the regime change. That this was another aspect of it. That they want that the new regime, whatever it comes in play, is having, because your previous chief of army staff was open about it. He said, no, we will keep it in the cold storage for 20 years. We don't, and they gave ceasefire to India, and China was on the other side. They gave during that time only, ceasefire to India. So yes, it may be the reason, but I think Pakistan has to think about it, think about the Kashmiri people, and I will go drastically to this thing that if they want to do that, let them then declare Azad Kashmir as our freedom base for freedom, and we will fight our freedom ourselves. We don't want. We will not accept this type of arrangement. Mm. We have lost more than 100,000 people. We have more. Our 4.5 million people have been affected, and if it doesn't move the Pakistan government or Pakistani people, then what can I say about it?
Doctor, please give a policy prescription. If there is a need, for instance, between two important nations of South Asia to normalize their relationship, what conditions Pakistan should have before having normalization with India? What suggestions you would give to Pakistan's policy makers?
See, I am very clear on it, because I have given my during my on tweets also recently, and that I have said that if yes, bilateral talks can be held, but with conditions. First of all, a very important condition is that no talks till August 5th is undone. This is very important. Why it is important? Because I have explained that now demographic terrorism is being done by India. Mm. See, what we are seeing today in Gaza is result of what? Result of that Israelis put their people, they had settlements, they had all this. This is what India is doing at this point of time. They have given more than 1 million certificates of residence there, and they are going forward into having Sainik colonies. That means old retired army personnel will be given settlements, and they will create settlement islands of settlement within Kashmir Valley. So what will you have in another 4 years, 5 years time? You see, the moment, you see what has happened, what is the previous history of India having talks? They have completely controlled. They have continued the control and made it more. I remember in 1971, Indian Army barracks used to be temporary till 1970. After 1971, all the army installations have become concrete and permanent. In the sense, this is how they do it. You see, because they got that leeway after 1962 for the talks, because Pakistan was under the impression, and the Pakistanis today also are under the impression, that by talks they will get anything. They will not get anything until unless the talks will be. That's why I have said time-bound negotiations guaranteed by a group of countries like US, China, Russia. USA is asking for negotiations. Okay, so give us the guarantee that within next 2 years or 3 years it will be settled, whatever the settlement is, because we are based our settlement on UN Security Council resolutions of right of self-determination, nothing else. So reintroduction of, we don't want reintroduction of 370, but we want reintroduction of 35A with international guarantees. And then the roadmap of implementation of the right to self-determination and Hurriyat, who included the JKLF also, should be part of the Kashmiris who will be represented in these talks. Without these things, these 4 conditions, the talks will be fruitless. There will be no benefit to the Kashmiris, and for that matter, to Pakistan itself also. So, because, it is very important that Pakistan takes a final decision on this. Or they say, okay, hands up, we may not be able to do anything for Kashmir. We don't want, we will not be able to, then Kashmiris will also decide then accordingly what to do, what not to do. See, this is what my feeling is. This is what I feel from the ground level. Kashmiris want these basic things from Pakistan if they want, So, do you think that for the last 4 years after Imran Khan said that we will not have any talks, did Pakistan suffer because of any problem of? No, they suffered because of their own problems. Because Pakistan suffered because of economic, because they do not have a base. You see, you don't have an export base. You don't have your taxation issues are such that nobody pays taxes there. I think if I may go deep into it, the Jammu and Kashmir state, present state, after we may be given taxation more than even your Lahore, to India, through GST and all that, because the system has been created. You don't have a system. So you see, don't think about this thing that you will do trade with India and things will become hunky-dory. No. You can't even export certain things. What can you export from Pakistan? Except for that was the only manufactured goods I saw when I visited, Amritsar one time, when we had a discussion with the Punjab Chamber of Commerce, your Punjab Chamber of Commerce, and Kashmir, the Kashmir Chamber of Commerce, and Punjab Chamber of Commerce, and the Joint Chamber of Commerce. Cement was the only commodity which was coming in bulk from Pakistan at that point of time. I don't know. I let the businessmen tell us that, okay, these are the 100 items which can be exported to India without any problem, and this is what how much we will gain. Or $10 billion, 12, 15. This is my belief in this, because this is as a businessman I'm talking, because I know what is the level of industrialization in India, and I can gather from reports and all these things that what is the industrialization in Pakistan. Pakistan's whatever industry they have, they will be hollowed out. Let us be very clear about it.
Thank you very much, Dr. Mubeen Shah. I hope our policymakers would watch this video and would get certain lessons, and they would frame their policies on the lines which you have suggested. Viewers, you have listened the viewpoint of Dr. Mubeen Shah. We are waiting for your comments, and in the next program, we would try to answer the questions, the queries that you would raise, inshallah. Allah Hafiz. Thank you, Dr. Mubeen Shah. Allah Hafiz.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.